McNamara said to me, we're going to go ahead with it anyway. So the people, we didn't have a chance. It was signed, sealed, delivered before we ever even got our hands on it. And then we don't have nothing. You're so concerned with this 31 building. I went to school in that building. You went to, other people went other places. It doesn't mean anything to it. And any kind of building will eventually be used. Dale said about having the stuff, which is the building he said. I don't agree with him as being for the school or against the school, but he did have good plans. And we just, people are bitching about paying taxes. If it would have not been built, period, they wouldn't be, the taxes wouldn't be this high. You hammer the old people to death. I mean, they just don't have a chance. The new board, I appreciate you, everything you guys do, and I applaud you the best I can. And just keep doing what you're doing. Thanks.
Thank you.
I have a question about the first reading on the policy changes. Is it 2 readings? Like when can we anticipate those being in effect?
Yes, policies go into effect after 2 readings.
So if they vote on it, the December meeting would take effect that meeting or December? Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then just to piggyback on a little bit of Mr. Gorson, and I've noticed this in numerous meetings, and I find often, whether it be budgetary things or field trips or whatever's, you know, like, let's say November 8th, where we're voting on approving a field trip that occurred on November 5th. Like, how does that, I don't understand how that works, how you vote on stuff that's already happened. And I've noticed it numerous times. I never used to notice it, but I've noticed it over the last year. You know, if you vote no, they already took the field trip. So, or you've already spent the money. So, I just don't understand why that continually happens on so many things. And then, then just to piggyback, and maybe, I don't know if you can answer or not, but at the beginning where I had asked about the business manager's report that we moved after the public, did you get an answer on that? Or?
I did get an answer on that, and I researched other districts, and that is where they do have that. That seems to be the crux of ensuring that everything is done for the district so that things can move forward. The meeting is to hear the public. We do want input, and we do want input on those things as well. But generally, if you look and research other districts, as I have, you would also see that they have the business managers' reports where they do on the same agendas.
And I understand like a report
that the Pennsylvania School Boards Association is our guide for that, and that is where they have it recommended.
PSBA.
Yes, thank you.
And like I said, I get that, you know, like the report and like your report where it's strictly informational. My concern was, and I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but going back to Sunday, as far as if it's votable items, I thought they had to occur after public comment and there have been items included in there. And then when was Mr. Landon's contract a 1 year or is it just unending until it's reviewed? Because that year is coming up since he was hired. You know, again, I do have concerns about you not being a lawyer here and or more specifically at executive session, but I certainly do have concerns about the amount that we're paying the current lawyer. So as far as when that gets reviewed or if any other options have been looked at. Or if there's policy, I don't know if there's a school, I thought there was maybe a policy that said that there was an attorney present at the meetings, but I could be wrong on that too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Basin,
Yes,
did you report some of Ms. Nelson's questions particularly?
I did.
All right.
Because she's asking questions that certainly can be answered.
All right.
And they're factual. So, and we've corresponded before.
All right, great.
Yes,
Thank you.
feel that you were doing a bad job, when they're the ones that put you in that situation. And as far as the people go, I mean, the prior school board knew through the vote of what the people wanted and what they expected, and this is why they went ahead before the vote and signed these contracts and stuff. Now, to me, okay, it's old and vindictive, but you got to bring yourself above that and work with what you got. There's gonna be some hard times. I don't know what we're gonna do when it comes time for the school teachers, new contracts and stuff. The money's just not gonna be there. And I don't know, and to come up with these figures that says you wasted this money. Well, the new school board didn't waste this money. This was money they have to spend in order to try and correct this situation. So I just hope you can all come together and get this, move forward. And like you say, we're not doing anything by sitting here saying old stuff. I don't know if the well is ever satisfied here. And the figures I seen on that was outrageous.
Thank you.
Mr. Snell, I would like to correct the public record from the last meeting, if I could, this time.
Go ahead.
I was absent the last meeting, but I did take the time to review the minutes and look at the proceedings. Mr. Ruffin and Mr. Conkle made a motion, I believe it was for a conflict of interest, to remove Mr. Landon. Mr. Conkle and Mrs. Marriott's here, I apologize, I can't think. They're concerned about the voting practices and the amount of money, which are certainly entitled to. Everybody has a right to review Mr. Landon's work. The one thing that caught my attention and I felt was really inappropriate was Mr. Ruffin made a comment that people go to jail for what Mr. Landon supposedly has done. I guess my first question would be, has anybody reported their proper authorities this crime that Mr. Landon has supposedly committed? And also for the public record, Mr. Swell, I would like to give you an affidavit that was a sworn testimony under the threat of perjury that I took, stating that at the time of the vote for Mr. Landon, I completely had no knowledge of any money or contributions that were given to any candidate, including myself.
And Mr. Snell, I would like to follow Mr. McCleary with a filed affidavit, sworn affidavit, David, I was not up for election last year, and I knew nothing about the money that Mr. Landon had donated. As a matter of fact, I didn't know anything about it until Mr. Ruffin brought it up. And I'm not an attorney, but if it wasn't slander for what Mr. Ruffin had said, I'd be surprised.
Well,
And he
Mr.
jeopardized the Matorsville School
Brandy.
District
Randy?
by making that comment.
And I get a chance to respond to that. And I will respond. It's on record that Mr. Landon gave $100 to the common sense candidates prior to the election. He gave you money. Mr. Snell, you seem to think it was funny at the September meeting when I mentioned it. So I'm not really sure at what the threshold is for the dollar amount, where when someone gives candidates money, and then after they're elected, they give that person a job. I don't know whether it's $100, $500,000, $10,000, I don't know what it is. What I did do was, I stuck to the facts. The facts are this. Ben Landon gave $100 to your campaign. It's on record. At your very first meeting, and this is all fact, within minutes of being appointed, and for no reason, you publicly fired and humiliated a good man, Mr. Fred Holland, who had given many years of service to this district. You gave no reason for that action. Mr. Conkle, Mrs. Marriott, and myself knew nothing about it. We were not included. And when you did fire Mr. Holland for no reason, apparent reason, oh, you might have one today, I know, you gave it 8 months, 10 months later. And when you did that, Mr. Landon went up and took his seat. And I want to tell you, that's where the facts stop. Now here's where the opinion starts. That was one of the most sickening things I ever saw, and I wonder if it would have happened instead of Mr. Holland, it would have been Ron Snell's brother, son, friend, I wonder. That's what I have to say.
And Mr. Snell, Mr. Ruffing says he was giving out the information. What he should have said, he's giving out half of the information. Because he apparently didn't say the board members did not know about the donation. He just insinuated that everyone knew. So you basically are telling everybody what I would consider a lie.
I gave it.
You gave them half facts.
Brandy,
I get a chance.
well, I just want to make sure, Brandy, that these affidavits get put in the public meetings.
They will. I do want to clarify one thing, and one thing only. There was 5 candidates. So, Mr. Landon, if you want to say that Mr. Landon gave money to the 5 candidates, evidently he gave 5 candidates $20 apiece. Thank you.
And how does the dollar figure factor into that? What difference does that make? Money was exchanged hands. What difference does that matter?
How is this moving the district forward? How is any of this moving the district forward tonight?
Good point.
Because Mr. Ruffing accused me of making a vote because I got money from an individual, and I just presided an affidavit sworn under oath under threat of perjury because that was a lie. Okay? That's what I was trying to get across. I knew nothing about the money when the vote was taken, and for Mr. Ruffing to suggest that I knew is now put in private with the rest because of an affidavit that I've sworn to.
That's enough on this subject. I think we've hashed it. We've hashed it over enough.
I make a motion for me to be adjourned.
Mr. Snell, I'll second that motion.
Mr. President,
All those in favor of adjourning the meeting?
I would just like to make a comment. The Memorial Garden cleanup is Saturday morning. Thank you at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Scott.